Hello everybody, I'm Yolanda, aka Creative Mommy of Two, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a whip and chat. So grab out whatever it is that is your work in progress, aka whip. And yeah, as per usual, let's have a ramble, shall we? So I worked on this section beforehand because I was kind of bored this evening. I had a moment of like, I'm not entirely sure what to do. I was doing my video uploading on the channel beforehand, editing some time-lapse material and everything. But I was waiting for something to do in the meantime, because yeah, while it's editing, there's not much I can do. So yeah, I ended up taking this project out because I already knew that I would be working on it tonight. So yeah, why not work on it before? So it had some extra love today. What are you all working on? And also, before I totally forget to ask, how was your week? I hope you had a good week. My week was eventful because we've been kind of busy. Like, again, husband still has his vacation, so this is the last week. So, yeah, it's a typical case of like, I'm sad that he's going back to work next Monday, but then at the same time, I'm like, thank goodness, hopefully now everything gets back to normal. Because, yeah, I'm feeling a bit behind on everything because, yeah, since my husband's at home, we are now doing, well, yeah, the stuff that we need to do together, like deciding on certain stuff for our attic, which will be turned into our daughter's bedroom, hopefully in not too long of a time, because it's way too long of a project. We're still building up the walls, but the end is in sight. We now need a small, like, standing up part at the place where the bed would be, and also, yeah, at the feet part of where the bed will be, there is also a need for some extra walling because we also have there some wall that we made there. So that needs to be done. And then we have, like, in the top part of the roofing, it's like where both sides come together like this. Yeah, there's a little beam that's sticking down a little bit more than at the rest of the place. So that's a thing we still need to fix. So obviously that's a thing we're going to do. So that's like kind of high up in like the list, probably hopefully before the end of the week. But yeah, I'm not really optimistic because every time we think we are done with something, another thing comes in between. We also changed our tactic in how we wanted the built-in closet that we had there. Because there's a side of the stairs that has like not much space. But we could, when we're placing the planks down, we're getting a really crazy corner. So we decided to basically be smart and don't make the closet as big, because that way we could make like a little bit of a cozy corner / storage corner, which also makes it a lot more fun looking and gives the room a little bit more storage space / sitting space / whatever we were going to make out of it. But at least we're going to try to make something fun out of it. It looks like kind of a cozy reading corner, so maybe we'll put some pillows on the floor or something with some books or whatever. Not entirely sure yet, but that will be done as soon as like the rest of the room is like livable. We also decided that like how we really like to have everything done before our daughter moves to the space. But realistically speaking, we decided that it's probably for the best if we like wait until at least like the necessary stuff is done. Like the painting, the walls, the floors, the furniture, that kind of stuff. But then like hanging the curtains, putting up like the corner pieces so the corners are nicely tucked in and everything, that we're going to do that when she is already in that room. Just for the simple fact that that way she can move into the room a lot easier, and hopefully she can do that before it's even fall vacation. Depends on how everything moves. I hope, fingers crossed, that we have most of the woodwork done before it's weekend. But we have 3 more days because I'm filming on Tuesday evening. And yeah, on Wednesday the kids have just half a day. So that's not a lot of time that we have to work on everything. Tomorrow afternoon we need new ID cards for the kids. So we're also not being able to do anything then, just to get things moving along. Thursday I am, as per usual, going to do my regular fruit cutting at school, so that also takes away a couple of like hours. And Friday our son is going to school for half a day, our daughter a full day, but yeah, because he is at home in the afternoon, most likely will not be doing anything. So I think it will depend on how much we get done before Friday. If we're going to say like he needs to just entertain himself so he can like finish the last bit, or maybe even later. But it also, yeah, it's like one of those annoying corners where you need to lay on the floor to do anything at all. So that also made it a lot harder, because yeah, you need to put in screws in places where you can hardly reach, which is not fun, I can tell you that. So we're now like, it feels like at the last bits we have done some stuff that were like we wanted to do it in another way before, but we decided to do it like this to also help it speed along, but also make it better looking. So yeah, a lot of our week has been all for that, because yeah, it's a lot of work. It cost a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and curses to this point, so yeah. But at least we have been looking on Sunday also like with our daughter together for stuff. Also, we have been sort of like teaching her that like she can decorate her room at least partially, and that she doesn't need to be like, okay, here is the rock I want, if I think is fun, this is the rock I'm going to get. That she can better like look around and see if there's something better. Okay, if it's the perfect rock, it's the perfect rock. No need for questioning if it's the right size, the right shape, the right everything. Color, obviously, because she wants a pink or a purple one. Her walls will be, well, 2 of the walls. Like we have like in the attic space, we have a house that is attached to our neighbors. So the wall touching the neighbor's wall will be painted, and then the opposite one of that. So like the 2 short side walls, those will be painted. And she picked a rather bright pink color. But yeah, she is like your typical girly girl. So it didn't surprise us, and it's actually a fun color. So yeah, we're not upset that she picked that one. And so yeah, that's a thing she wants to help along with, also with like painting. So that's a thing. Need to see when I'm able to do it, so that I can start like prepping for it. So she can help like put the first layer of paint on, because that's a little less yeah, necessary to get it like absolutely right. And so she feels like she's done something as well. Part of me is like, I want to do it when she's at school, but I can also do like one day, like when they're at home or in the weekend or whatever, just so she has the feeling that she helped. Because that's also important. Obviously, like decorating, she can do herself. Obviously, we will be helping, but like certain things she can pick out for herself. She's a big girl now, so like in case you're new, well, in case you're like here from like the beginning of the channel, when I started my channel 5 years ago, our son was newly born. I think he was like about 2-3 months. I believe around 3 months. Like even if you're like looking back at like the oldest videos I did, like the unboxings and everything, the ones I filmed during the day are actually ones where our son was like in the living room. So every now and then he gives a little scream. But yeah, by now he's going to school. He's 5 years old. And yeah, our daughter was 2 at that point in time. So she is now also 7. She's in 2nd grade. She can read, she can write. Okay, obviously not that great yet, but that will be coming before we know it. She is going to middle school or high school or however you want to call it. Here we call it middelbare. The school where you go to when you're around 12 years old. So yeah, that's all fun. But yeah, at least now the kids are back in school. We are able to move along a lot better with everything in the attic. But the downside of that is just the simple fact that I don't have the time to do like my basic household stuff. So yeah, my laundry is piling up. I'm trying to at least get it washed when the basket is full. But yeah, so I have like, actually I did one load today. Well, I washed one and I folded one. But I still have now 2 more loads waiting for me to fold them and yeah, put them away. But yeah, the one I folded today was like the light colored clothes, and that's a lot of the kids' socks and underwears and everything. So yeah, it's small. So before you have a basket, well, a washing machine filled full with small stuff, you need to have quite a lot. So that also makes that it takes quite a long time to have it folded. I think it took me like 20 minutes, half an hour, somewhere like that, before I had everything folded. While when I am doing towels, like I still need to do, it takes me like 5-10 minutes tops. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, but oh well. But yeah, next week I'm able to do everything during the day again. So that will also mean that I have some stuff during the day to film and everything. So the lighting is hopefully a bit better because yeah, in the evening there's a lot more glare. Only downside of filming during the day is the fact that the lighting can change a bit more because touch weather, it can be really bright 1 second and really dark the next. So that's the downside of that, but we can work with that. I also have 2 unboxings that are needing to go up because I ordered some stuff. I do believe I told you last week. Downside for me was that it gave me a little bit of a quote-unquote scare because I ordered them from Diamond Art Club, in case you want to know. So there are 2 Diamond Art Clubs coming up on the channel in the upcoming few weeks. Next week I have something else, and then after that I think those will be going up, but that's depending on how everything goes and all. I like to be pre-filmed and everything, so I have a little bit of space of mind, so my brain is not constantly going 10,000 kilometers an hour just for the fact that I need to have a lot of stuff done, because that's annoying as can be. But that's just my brain. It keeps on going on, like, I need to do this and this and this and this and this and this and that and that and that and that. And sometimes it's the case just F up, hold quiet, and shut it. Yeah, easier said than done. Yeah, I don't have an official spectrum diagnosis or anything, but every time I hear people talk about like where things are they are struggling with, I'm like, and check, and check, and check. Like, where on the spectrum am I? I'm like all over the place, but oh well. Oh well, we'll get there, we get there. One way or another. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to sing. I'll save your windows. But yeah, we've also been doing a lot of like organizing, like in the basement. Also like pre-organizing for the attic already, because we're like constantly looking for solutions for all the space issues we have here in the house. So we're constantly like, oh, we are going to look there for that and then there for that. So weekends a lot of the time are spent like looking around for the stuff we need, especially now with like the attic being a lot more done. A bit ago we decided to check for furniture at the IKEA. So we already have decided on like cabinets and everything. So that's all pre-built, so that makes it a lot easier. But the bed is now a bit up for debate. It's depending a bit on what size it will be going and how everything will fit together. So we might have a pre-packaged bed. We might need to make one. So hopefully I have an answer on that quickly, because yeah, I'm tired of that. I already told my husband, like, to make it fitting with like we're also thinking of already giving our daughter a 2-person's bed, like a small version, like 140 wide centimeters, that is. No clue what like the American sizing for it is, but it's 1 meter 40 centimeters wide. And then, what is it, like the usual, like 2 meters long. So, yeah, we have decided on, we really want to have that. So it's like already future-proof, like for when she's a bit older, because, yeah, we anticipate her being in that room for a couple of years. And otherwise, it will be our son that will be sleeping there. So at least somebody will probably be needing a bigger bed at some point. And we're not wanting to figure out everything by then again, like maybe like new mattress or anything every now and then, but not wanting to also put in new furniture, because I'm not made for that. But yeah, I already told my husband, like, if I can make it fit and make the wall, like, because we still need to make that, if we need to make that like a centimeter further up to the front, because we have decided with the furniture we want that we need to extend it with, like, I believe like 20 centimeters. So what is that, like 7-ish inches? Ooh, I forgot the total section of this color. Let's try that again. So yeah, we have a lot to figure out. I hope that we at least get tomorrow figured out like what size of bed we are going to need, because then we have like the little wall up that we need at like the side of the bed, so we can measure what size we have left over, if we get enough for the bed or not. So fingers crossed for that. But yeah, if I need to sacrifice a few centimeters, I'm willing to do that, because I know I can build the bed. Like, well, build it like from a do-it-yourself package from IKEA by myself. I don't need hubby's help, so it saves him also a lot of work in the weekend, because I can just make it. I only need help from him for like a few minutes in the evening or something to put it in its place. That's the only thing. Also, like flooring, probably like the underflooring I need help with, but like we have tiles we want, so I can just put it on. And yes, I know, if you've been there before, I probably have told you this like a million times, but yeah, it's very much on my mind at the moment, because yeah, that's basically all we have done the past couple of days. Oh, this is not the color I want at this point in time. I am going to do this later, because it's a rhinestone. Yeah, I'm a little bit all over the place, I know. But that's just me. ADHD much? Or ADD, or whatever you want to call it. No, I know, that doesn't specifically means to say I have that, but I still think it's a fun joke. But yeah, my brain is all over the place. No question. Well, no answer to the question, or if it's actually like a spectrum related issue, or if it's just a me issue. Both are possible. So yeah. Oh, that was totally the wrong color. I am so stupid today. Thankfully, I can just fix it like that. Problem solved. Yeah, it's going great today. Yeah, for the rest of the kids, with school is going great. Our daughter, I have a feeling, has had a new, like, developmental leap. Words. It's hard, especially when English isn't your first language. But you all don't seem to mind, at least that's what you say to me, so I'm just keeping rambling on. But yeah, so we at least have a feeling that she has made a leap somewhere. She is a little bit extra fussy. I don't think she can regulate her emotions really well at the moment, which is like a thing for her. So she's a little bit more fussy, whiny, annoying. She also already had her week ended in a little bit of a drama, but hey, positively looking at it, at least her teacher now knows what her error modes look like. Thankfully, I don't know if you've been here long enough to know like the whole struggle we had with her, but thankfully her struggles are a lot less than they were like 2 years ago, because at least now the teachers don't need to basically pull her from under chairs. She now is a little bit fussy and a little bit cry, with lack for a better word. But yeah, she can really quickly change emotions, like being sad or angry. Words, angry. That's not a word. But oh well. We also this weekend went to IKEA. She knows that every time they ask if they can keep the stuffed animals there, which they know they can't, because obviously they are theirs, because they are from like the Småland area, which is like the playground you have there, which the kids love to go to. Our daughter was sad that we didn't go to IKEA because she thought she heard us saying, because we needed to go to other stores first. She was happy when we ended up like looking around for like carpets and everything. Then she was rubbing over like the carpet tiles, we said, and she was like, well, it's hard on my feet. I don't want this. So we decided to like explain to her, like, yes, it is, but you can also like where you sit, like potentially if we make a desk or not, that's like still open for debate, but it can also be done later. So that's one of the things that we're like, we're going to wait. She can already, quote unquote, move in the room. That's a thing we can do later on. That's not something we need to be in a hurry with. As soon as she has furniture, a floor, lighting, heating for in winter, because that also needs to be done, but it also doesn't need to be done like right away. So as soon as we have those kind of things done, she can move in the room. But yeah, things like a rock can be placed wherever she needs it, because her feet are touching the floor there, or when she's like out of bed. We already warned her for in case she wants the cats to come in her room, that the rocks might not survive very long without being dirty. But that's also a case for her rug now that she has. We have these, what is it, like laminate, I believe is the name. These like hardwood plank kind of, well, not fully hardwood, but it's like laminated hardwood floors or whatever you want to call it, that you click in place. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. If not, well, sorry, my English and my brain are not the best at the moment. But yeah, she has hardwood flooring, I'm just going to call it now. And she has a rock on there, and Luna, our little gray old fur ball, who is now looking at me like, you called my name? What is it? She loves to lay long out in the sun, especially if she has the ability to lay on something soft. She's just like me and just like the kids. If there's a soft blanket, she will claim it. So yeah, she also loves to lay on the floor, on the carpet. Well, the rug of our daughter's room or our son's room. Whatever window there will be a small stream of light coming through, she will be there. If you want to catch her, like make sure the windows are opened with like a gleam of sun that comes in, and there you will find her. Most likely. Unless she knows that you want to catch her, then it might be a little bit more difficult, but oh well. Who am I to judge? I don't want to be caught to go to the whatever kind of doctor or hospital or whatever as well. I do go there when I need to, but I rather not. So I can understand the cat. Yeah, so we already told her, like, yeah, you're not going to get like a rock of like €100 just because of the fact that if the cat goes on there, if it goes on there and sheds like crazy, like they do, because Luna is a Scottish Fold and she also is one of the lucky ones that has a double coat. So in case you have a cat, especially if one is like a ragdoll or a Maine Coon or anything like that, like the double coated fur ones, that's the word, you probably know the struggle. And she also doesn't like to be brushed. At the moment she is tolerating it because I think she is like starting to feel old, because she's 15, she is old. Already the vet told us that she is like old for a Scottish Fold. So he must know. Husband looked it up actually, I believe yesterday. And it said like, if you are very lucky, a Scottish Fold gets 13 to 15 years old. She's already 15, so yeah, we're preparing for the worst. Hoping for the fact that she might stay alive for like a year or so, but yeah. It's no fun, but we are living with the reality that who knows when, but somewhere in the probably too near future, Luna will not be with us again. The kids are already very aware of that because our daughter is already starting to say every now and then that she doesn't want her to go, but that she really loves to make fun memories with Luna now, so she can keep her in her heart. Because that's the way I told her, like, hey, as long as she is still here, we can make memories, and those memories we can remember. And still, like in 10 years from now, we can remember Luna, the crazy furball. Or as I call her many times, Looneypluis. Or plausible, which translates to like fuzzball. Because she is fuzzy and cute. But yeah, I already have her like almost 15 years in the same house as me. So yeah, she's getting very, very, very old. Lucia is a regular house cat, but yeah, she is just a regular house cat, so she can be a little bit older. But still, she's also 14, so they're senior cats. But Lucia, in theory, could be even living for 10 years or something. So we're going to see. But yeah, they are also like not always the best health-wise. Especially Lucia, since she has had issues with like her bladder for already a couple of years. So that's also like part of why we didn't want like a full carpet, because we're aware of the fact that she sometimes has these periods where her urinary tract is like infected again or whatever, especially when she is stressed a bit more. So I think it will be starting again in like 2 months again, with like all the fireworks and other stupidity, which is very annoying. But yeah, she reacts to stress to going outside the litter box, which means if you have a full carpet somewhere, that's a pain in the behind to clean. And I'm not planning on buying a full carpet cleaner for accidents. It is one of the things that I'm like, I really want to have one. I do know like a store here in the Netherlands called Action. They are in more places here in Europe, but at least like here in the Netherlands we have it. I saw actually this week that they have one of those like fancy things that you see in like the car cleaning, where you have the like transparent part where you suck all the water through, that gives all the I don't know how dirty water. That looks already like very satisfying. But at the same time, I'm like, as long as I don't need it, I'm not entirely sure, because it is big. And our house is not that big. So it's a case of like, where would I store it? So we're already planning on getting like a couple of extra tiles so we can just remove it and clean the dirty one and put it on the pile to work with next. So we're going to see. But yeah, back to what we did this week. On Wednesday afternoon, we went with the kids to our city center because, as I told you, they need new identity cards. So they also needed new pictures, because the pictures couldn't be older than 6 months, I believe. The ones they had are almost a year old. And the school pictures that are coming from for this year are like, probably still need to wait like a couple of months. So that will not be helping. So, but yeah, we did that. Not entirely sure what else we got. What else did we do the weekend? Yeah, we went to IKEA, as I said, and like doing some like window shopping. What else? Oh yeah, our daughter also had her first school swimming lesson. So that was fun. So we also prepared to teach her like, hey, she has been swimming there before. It didn't go too terribly well. The swimming lessons she has now are doing really well. But her being her, with like being in the pool that she was before, we don't know how far she's like going back in memory lane and is like, I can't do this, I can't, and like shuts down. So we're like, it can also be that she like jumps in from like the high point and just goes. That's her, because a couple of weeks ago she also like just jumped in from the highest part into the deepest part, swam right to the bottom of the pool, tapped the pool bottom and came back up. So she can do it if she wants. So we're like, yeah, we're not going to know how she reacts, but at least you know like that she can shut down. So the teacher was happy that we at least prepared her like how she has been with like swimming lessons and everything. So we asked her on Friday, because Friday after school she had a little bit of a meltdown. Ooh, another special drill in this section. Nice. So yeah, we asked her how it went. Apparently it went really well, so we were really happy with that, obviously. Yeah, tomorrow she has her regular swimming lessons again, so I am happy with that. Because, yeah, it's always fun to see how she progresses with everything. Afterwards, we will be having date night just because of the fact, like, after swimming lessons and showering the kids and everything, it's way too late to even do something else. I have still not been diamond painting as much as I would like to in the evening because I'm just totally exhausted after all the stuff I've done. I have been diamond painting Sunday evening, I believe. But Monday, so yesterday, I was so totally exhausted. I was like, yeah, not going to happen today. Thankfully, I already have like 3 time-lapse parts started, finished. The 4th one, I just need one more quote-unquote working day on it. So we'll get there. It's not that I'm like needing something for this week, so that's a good thing. I can go a few weeks without working on it, but it's really nice to have like a little bit worked ahead, so I know I can change stuff if necessary or anything. Because that's my brain. I'm not good at like doing stuff like at this point in time. Like my WIP and Chats, I know. I film them. Most likely in a bit I will directly like put them on my laptop if my external hard drive wants to cooperate, because that's being a pain in the behind lately. But then I'm putting it on, then in the morning I will be either having it already rendered because I've done that in the evening, or I will be rendering that in the morning and then in the afternoon it will go up. But at least I know like if I do it the right way, I have enough working space. But if I need to do like time lapses or shorts or like unboxings, reviews, whatever for on Monday, if I need to do that every week, I will be shut down in a few minutes, because that is not happening for me. My brain is not cooperating with that, because that's too short notice, to say it like that. So I always try my best to keep at least a few weeks ahead of schedule. So that way it's like normal if I have already uploaded like the short of like a project I completed, but you haven't even seen the first time-lapse part of it. So that's normal for me. But yeah, I am kind of like a mess. I have a feeling that like soon-ish it will be getting fall weather again and my brain will be a total mess. Again, like I have a feeling that I'm at least somewhere neurodivergent, because I also have a feeling that I am not handling like winter weather the best. I do love a good like fall storm, but at the same time I'm like, as long as it's getting drowsy like the entire day, it's like down weather, like ugh. Yeah, I'm not happy with it. It also would not be the first that I get like almost like depressed by it. It's not at a point that I'm like, okay, I need to see a doctor for it, but at the same time it's like, this is getting so annoying and almost getting out of hand, but I'll manage. At least for now, I'll manage. So we'll see how long that takes before I don't manage, but it also depends on like a lot of different things. Like, yeah, my brain is strange. If you know, you know. Huh? How long am I rambling? Oh, 40 minutes. That's not too bad. I thought it would be worse. So I have a bit more time to just ramble on. Because you know me, like again, I have nothing prepared. So my brain is just going wherever it takes me. And most of the times it takes me all over the place. One second I can have it over school, and a second later I can have it over like totally something else. But oh well, I hope it's still entertaining for you. If not, well, you know where the exit is. I'm just going to ramble about whatever the hell I want. Because it's my channel. It's that easy. Honestly, yes, of course, every creator loves to have big numbers and everything. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't care. I know, like, every now and then I lose, like, a lot of subscribers. I know that, like, my analytics over the past couple of days, said that over, like, the past month or so, I lost, like, I believe it changed a bit from, like, -1 subscriber to +1 subscriber to -6 and all in between and everything. So yeah, I learned to be just like, well, tough luck if everybody goes. But if I'm not your cup of tea, you don't need to subscribe just to be subscribed. So I don't give a rat's behind. I just do what I like to do and just take you along for the craziness. And yeah, if it's successful, that's a bonus, but that's not what I'm going for. I'm just trying to be me, and yeah, you can probably hear it in my WIP and Chat. I'm just a crazy mess. To be exact, a crazy rambling mess. And honestly, that's the way I am in my personal life as well. I'm crazy. My husband can't follow me at times either. Then I'm like talking about this, and then I'm like going completely about something else. He's always saying I have a spider web in my head. Minus the fact that I have sort of arachnophobia. Like, the teeny tiny spiders I'm okay with. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, you're out of reach. I'm not going to fuss. But from like a certain size up, I'm like, nope. Nope. Big nope. So, yeah. But yeah, the way he means that like I have a spider web in my head is the fact that everything is connected. You can also say that there are a couple of balls of yarn or skeins or whatever you want to call them, threads, wires, however you want to call it. They are all in a jumbled mess in my head. And when you pull something left, something right might jiggle along. So there might be like a random fact popping up in my head and being like, hey, by the way, now that I think of it, So yeah, that's my brain for you. My husband always calls it the spider web, and he has boxes in his head, and like he also has his random box of nothingness, as he always says. But my husband, we always say he has a random cat walking around in his head, because randomly that cat knocks us over the box and some random stuff gets out of his mouth. But many times that cat wanders around in the brain section of the parts where there are TV jingles, movie soundtracks, or other random music, tunes, or whatever. And then he knocks over another part of like a theme for a quote-unquote jingle, or almost a parody of a song. And that just is like snip, and he has almost, if you would like, a completely song like changed. It's like so random. Sometimes it's also so annoying. But at the same time, it's so fun. Do you have, like, with either like a partner of kids or parents or whoever, like family, friends, co-workers, whoever that person might be for you, do you have one of those random people that you're like, you are absolutely, completely crazy and bonkers, but if you would stop doing that crazy stuff, I would miss it? Well, that's my husband for you. He's crazy. At times he annoys the living daylight out of me with it. But at the same time, if something would happen with him and I wouldn't have those random tunes again, yeah, I would miss them. Or if he would stop with them, then I also would miss them. Even at times, I think he can tune it down a little, but oh well. He lives with me, my crazy spider web of a head, and I live with the cat that he has in his head, so oh well. You win some, you lose some. But honestly, I really do love my husband. He's like the best. He supports my craziness with YouTube, like the channel, like my diamond painting in general. Actually, like my craftiness in general. I last week decided that I had a certain type of storage in mind for like my baking supplies and everything, because how I had stored everything was very annoying. And since I'm trying to bake more for the kids to take to school, it's nice if I can reach my baking trays and everything without needing to dig everything out for like 10 minutes. So he was like, okay, that system, yeah, I can understand why it would work. Okay, we're going to get it. So we did the past week. Well, actually on Monday. We do need to have one more storage system, but we ended up needing to have two because he can use one for his 3D printing as well. So yeah, in the end, we like enable each other, because he's also many times like, oh, I really like this or that for the printer, but at the same time, like, it's this price, and then I'm being there like, just get it, you know you like it. And he does the same with me, because when I ordered from Diamond Art Club, because I reached Ruby, I got like a 20% off discount code that was only valid for like 72 hours. And like 2 hours after, one of the items on my wish list came back in stock. So he was like, you have a 20% gift card, like, well, coupon, just use it. And I was like, yeah, but like, you can buy it. In the end, I didn't, but it's nice that he supports me, because yeah, simply for me, it feels like I'm taking advantage of him because he works, I don't. But in his own words, I work in the household, and if he needs to pay somebody to do what I all do, he must pay a lot more money than he needs to pay me for like being me. And like clothing and that kind of stuff. Thankfully, I'm kind of a simple soul, so there's not much I need, so that's nice. But yeah, I'm a mom, I'm a housewife, but also like the title of mom involves so much more than just taking care of kids. Well, taking care of kids is so much more than just basically raising them inside your body, getting them out, and recover from that, because in my case it was a C-section, and I also got an umbilical hernia from the kids. So, yeah. But beside that, especially when the kids are a bit older, well, also when they're young enough, you're a cook, you're a maid, you're a laundry keeper, cleaner, however you want to call it. You are a referee if the kids are fighting. You are a nurse when they're sick. Like in general, for me also with like being a housewife, I'm also the gardener to a certain extent, because I don't do anything and I don't want to do anything. I am also a carpenter because certain basic stuff I need to fix. I'm a seamstress because I'm also needing to fix clothing and many times stuffed animals for the kids. I actually have like a duvet cover. I have it like right next to me, like here, for our daughter that I still need to fix. I have a dress for a kid, for our daughter I need to fix. So I am a seamstress, as I said. I'm a cleaning lady because dang, those kids make a lot of mess. As I said, I'm a cook. I'm a baker because, yeah, I also make a lot of stuff for the kids to take to school. I actually have banana bread cupcakes that I made this weekend for them to put in their lunch boxes. I have made a lot of stuff in the past 1.5 weeks, and I'm trying to bake one batch of everything. The cupcakes are actually not going too terribly well because they have been eaten more than anything else, so they're not making it to the freezer. Also, one batch stood with the lid open, so they're walking away, so I needed to throw them out. But I also decided to bake like a new batch this weekend because I wanted to compare them decently. So now I had a decent amount of bananas so they can get brown at the same time. So they have like the same kind of sweetness, because the ones we made without sugar, without the fact that they have like sugar, they also were less sweet because the bananas weren't ready, but they were getting bad. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, and you have like a lot more, well, jobs as a parent. Not only that am I the one that is that parent that's like anything. There are men enough that have the same job description as me. I'm just making me as an example. So yeah. Also, what else are you needing to go? Well, you are the shopping assistant, because they constantly need something, whether it's being clothing, shoes, or other stuff they need. It depends on like what area you are in the world. Like if you need like uniforms for school, if you can just give them regular stuff. Do they play sports where you need a lot of stuff for, or whatever? That's all like open for debate. And personal / kids preferences, obviously. But yeah, the job description of like being a parent, or like, especially in my case, like a stay-at-home parent, are kind of a lot. So yeah, I'm totally knackered. I'm so done for. Also, I'm so done for today. Lucia is already starting to almost jump up the chair because she wants her food, even though she still needs to wait for a bit. Because yeah, she's that fussy. She already starts screaming like an hour beforehand, like, I want my food. I didn't have to eat something to eat today. Even though she had her lunch on her regular time, because she gets 3 times a day. Like once when we get up, once around like, most of the times like between 3 and 4, sometimes a little bit later, but that depends on the day. And then when we go to bed, like around 11-ish, she gets her last meal of the day, obviously. But yeah, like my brain is not braining, so I'm not thinking of anything else we did this weekend. Yeah, we were very lucky at IKEA. Also, I'm not opening another section because I'm already almost done here. So yeah, I'm just going to sit here and ramble. But yeah, we're lucky at IKEA. We dropped the kids off, as I said, like at Småland because they love it there. We then went to the cafeteria they had because we have a IKEA family members pass. And at least here in the Netherlands, if you have one of these passes, you get a free tea or coffee. Well, in general, you get free coffee or tea. So many times when we drop the kids off, we also take the opportunity because they are allowed to stay an hour. And most of the times we don't need that full hour. We just sit back, relax for a bit, depending on if we need to look upstairs or not. We are going to either first look around for what we need and then drink a cup of coffee, or first drink a cup of coffee and then go downstairs or upstairs or wherever you need to be. Whenever we are lucky that we are able to go like throughout the week, the kids can even stay 2 hours, so that's even better. But yeah, it was hella busy this weekend. I don't know what it is, but it was busy. It was even worse than normal. Not that IKEA is so bad in general, but it was bad. But yeah, my husband needed a few bins for like carrying and storing his dungeon blocks for his D&D, which he prints with his 3D printer himself. So he needed a few more of those bins to store everything in. But yeah, because it was so busy, it was like, you know what? They keep advertising for like the app and like that you can pre-scan everything. So why not just try it? And we can then go to a separate checkout and we'll see if that's busier or not than the regular. Well, we ended up going to checkout. There are almost no manned checkouts. They are already, almost all of them are like these self-checkouts with like one person overseeing 4 checkouts or something. But then there was one for people that checked out with their phone. So you grabbed the QR code from your phone when you said like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to pay, get the QR code, go to the register, pay, and get your receipt to leave. Well, we got through the gates to pay, and actually one of the workers from there came to us and gave us a €10 gift card, coupon code actually, to use for, because we used the app checkout. We're like, if we would have known that beforehand, we would have just grabbed one more. Because we had a €10 gift card. I'll just call it a gift card. But we only needed to pay 7. But at least that made we had got another free item. So we went to the IKEA. We have been there for like hour and a half max. Well, give or take an hour with the kids and then dropping them off, picking them up, going to the car, from the car and everything. Daughter was having a fuss because she was complaining about a stomach ache, but it also probably was because her emotional status at the moment isn't too great, so she is like not entirely going good. So every now and then she short circuits and then she gets fussy and she has a tendency to complain about little aches and pains everywhere. So, oh well, you get used to it. But yeah, we ended up being there for like an hour and a half and we paid zilch. So that was perfect. Dutchie at heart, always. I am and I will be. Also, I am a Dutchie and I am still in the Netherlands. So nothing strange there. But yeah, we Dutch people like to save money. But to be quite honest, who doesn't? I'm not going all out of my way to save money, but at the same time, if I can save money, that's nice. But yeah, for the rest, yeah, kids are doing good in school. They are obviously still getting used to being back in school and everything. So there's that. Yeah, for the rest, I don't think there's much I can ramble on about. So I'm going to leave it at this. So I'm already past an hour. So I did well today. But I'm going to leave it at this. As I said, if you got this far in the video and there's still something you want to ask me or tell me, or just want to give me a comment so I know you watched the video, you can do that down in the comment section below the video. And I said I can leave a comment, but I meant you can leave an emoji as a comment. My brain, as I said, it's not braining. But yeah, if you liked the video, you can also leave a big thumbs up. So I know people like the video and also YouTube likes the video. There's also a whole lot of something with like an algorithm and everything, which I'm not going to bore you with because I don't understand it myself. Because who does? It's the magic algorithm. You know you need interaction, but what for? That's the big question. But yeah, so as I said, like leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, a thumbs down if you disliked it, but I don't think you would still be here. For the rest, leave a comment if you would like. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day or night. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!